What is up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of my podcast, Sydney Speaks. So, this is episode 2. I'm going to try and post these every Monday just because I feel like that's getting one out every week. That's pretty good. And I really do like just sitting here and talking. So, today's episode is going to be about navigating friendships, fake friends, jealousy, friend groups, all of that stuff. I've had my fair share of experiences with fake friends, jealousy, friend groups, all of that stuff. So I'm really excited for today's episode because I have lots to share with you guys. Along with fake friends, I feel like if something good happens and your best friend is not the first one to congratulate you, that's not your best friend. And by the way, it's weird for your closest friends not to comment on your posts. Like, why? I love to comment on my friends' posts, hype them up, and that's how you can secretly tell that some of your closest friends are actually your biggest haters and preying on your downfall. And it can kind of be hard to tell because kind of like, but if you're even in a friendship and you're questioning like, does this person even actually like me or not, then they probably don't. I was friends with this girl in middle school, and it was just like it was so obvious that she was jealous of me. Not to sound conceited, but like I don't know, like I would score a point in a basketball game and everyone else would clap but her, but you're my best friend. Yeah, that's a little weird. And I feel like at the end of the day, like you'll lose a lot of friends, but you'll gain even realer ones. And now I'm like best friends with my absolute best friend, and she's great, and we just get along so well, and she's not my biggest hater. So you will find true friends, and also be authentic to yourself is a really big thing, because listen, if you're not authentic with yourself and you have this fake persona and you're not acting like yourself, you're going to attract people that are not really for you and not authentically meant to be friends with you. And so when you are yourself, then you start to attract people who are more aligned with your core values. So stay true to yourself, like stay what you believe in, like, and don't get caught up with and you don't always have to wonder why people do things, and don't ever think that like it's something because everybody is just projecting. Listen, people really do project, and once you realize that, you will never take anything to heart again, because it's like you're not happy. Why would I let somebody who's not even happy with themselves like affect me? Like, just because you're unhappy doesn't mean I need to be unhappy, like, honestly. And I hate friend groups. I honestly, they're horrible unless you have like a good group of friends, but most of the time it's just drama and jealousy. And I just will not be, if you're drama and I don't like you and you're just weird, like I just won't be friends with you. I'm at the point where I don't care who I'm friends with. I don't need a lot of friends. I'd rather have two close friends than a million fake ones. And a lot of you would rather have a million fake ones, which I don't understand. But then again, it's like all a phase we go through, and I'm out of that phase. Okay, so I'm better with my two real friends that are authentically me and get along with me and have similar values, because if you hang around with losers, then you are a loser. Let's be real here. I used to be friends with some real losers. So I'm not a loser anymore. Trying not to be. But like sometimes I think that a friendship breakup can be harder than an actual breakup, because it's like you were friends with somebody, like best friends, and and this one friend I had, she was just like very on and off, like, and I think it's also you need to have boundaries in a friendship. Like I don't think that like I need to talk to you every second of every day. But then it's like if you are doing that with someone and you're best friends and everyone's texting like every single second, it's like when the second somebody stops doing that, it's like, okay, well, there's kind of like this shift, and you wonder if something's wrong. And it's like sometimes people just need like alone time, and they need to like reinvest in their energy. And just sometimes I just need to take some time away. It's nothing personal, and people take it really personal. And like I get like that too, but then you have to kind of realize like sometimes people just like are going through things and need to just kind of like sit with their feelings. And just sometimes I just don't feel like talking to anybody. Like it's nothing personal. Like I'm not in a mood or anything. It's just I kind of feel like I want to be by myself right now. And I feel like it's very important to give yourself alone time too. Like do things that you like. I like to do yoga, maybe light a candle, journal, all of these things, and like go on Pinterest or watch some YouTube videos. But I feel like sometimes like people can kind of, again, what I talked about in my last episode, like will drain your energy, and people are energy suckers. So watch out who you hang out with that you just feel so tired after hanging out with them. Um, they might just be, there are just some people that are like that. Like some, but then some friends, like I feel fine after. So, you know, a lot of people have hidden motives. And I also feel that like if you're like doing like I've even had friends that like I had maybe been a little bit like well a little bit like jealous of, and like I feel like I would act the same way if someone were like jealous of me, you know, and so I can kind of tell those patterns, but like I think that moral of the story is that you'll know who your true friends are, and you'll know who aren't. And I think I keep a very fine line between like these are my real friends and these are just like my secondary friends, people that I maybe will hang out with every once in a while, but like maybe don't talk to every day. But like I don't care to have a lot of friends. I don't think that I need to have a ton of friends. I just think I need a couple real friends who are down for the ride with me, honestly. And also I feel like being in high school too is like there's so much just jealousy, animosity. Like I've dealt with that a lot actually, and I think that it's just like I hate to say that people are like jealous of me, but people always seem to have like some vendetta. Like if I didn't do anything to you, then I'm gonna say that you're jealous, which I mean, I would be too. And that's, no, I'm kidding. But like, I just think that like, don't take that stuff personally because it's all a them thing. And if someone does you bad, like, you kind of just have to get over it. And I think that certain people just come into your life and are lessons, okay? And they've taught you things. And then, you know, like some things you needed to learn. And I feel like I've had a lot of that with friends, and that's completely fine. Like I feel like we do, like you can't just be alone all the time. That will literally make you crazy. Like go hang out with your friends, but also have like a good amount of time for alone time. Take care of yourself. I feel like self-care is very important because I feel my best when I'm doing my self-care, you know, taking care of myself, because like if I don't do that and I'm just, you know, hanging out with a bunch of people, and I just get feel like I get really off track. And it's not, I'm a very focused, I feel like I'm a very driven, focused person for the most part, but some people can kind of like come in the way and mess that up. And then if you do that, then I'm like, hey, like, I don't know, we need to maybe take some space. Okay, guys, we're back. I had to take a little break. I wanted to grab my iPad. But I think that here are what I think are some like good qualities and traits in a friend. I think that they can always be there for you. And I take this very lightly because, you know, things happen, people have to go do things. But for the most part, they're usually someone that you can typically rely on. And, you know, they're always there for you, very supportive. And I think that loyalty is a big thing, but it's like, you know, if two friends get into a fight, it's like which side do you pick? And I don't ever want anybody to pick a side, but it's like if someone did do something to really hurt your best friend, like I think it's weird to be buddy buddy with that person. I'm watching um the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, or yeah, Salt Lake City. So if anybody's watched that show, let me know down below. But it's really good, and I'm on. Don't spoil anything. I think I'm on season 2. I just finished the season 1 reunion, and they're talking about like, you know, Lisa and Meredith. If you guys know, they're really good friends, and then Jen Shaw, who I like her. She's a bit crazy, but if I were Meredith, I'd like, and Meredith is upset, but like if Meredith did that to Lisa, she'd be so upset. But like, especially if you're coming after their family or their kids, like, I don't think you need to go and be, I think that's so weird to go and be best friends with that person. And I just think that your friends need to have similar hobbies to you. Okay? Hobbies that you actually like to do, not just because they like to do it. And like some of my best friendships are so low maintenance. Like I don't need to text you every day, but if I do text you, it's the same as it was if I would have were to text you like every other day. Like you just know that like, hey, like we're on the same page about everything. It's so great. Like I think sometimes too much closeness in a friendship can kind of like cause like secret feelings, and it can kind of just blow up sometimes. So it's, you definitely need space in a friendship. I feel like that's like such an underrated thing, but like boundaries is a really big thing. And honestly, some people, like again on my best friendships, or just people that like I randomly met that I just clicked with. Like it's so I think it's so nice when you meet somebody and like instant connection, like even not even just friends, like anything else. Like you just talk to somebody and really like get along. Like it's such like a great feeling. And to me it's like if we're friends and like you do something that is like making me question like our friendship, then you're not my real friend. Okay? And that's just the truth of it. And I'm just gotten like so calm about it. I'm like whatever, like I don't care, like the universe will do what it needs to do. um I'll get realer friends. It's literally not that big of a deal. But yeah, I feel like overall this was kind of just like, you know, some ways that you can spot jealousy. Like I don't know, this is such like something that I put to the back of my head that I'm like now bringing it up here. And I think that like don't hold grudges. I think that you can forget and maybe like forgive, but like remember, like I can maybe forgive something, but I don't need to be friends with you again. Like I can forgive it and just let go, because you need to forgive that person for peace for yourself, not for peace of them. Because I feel like grudges are just like a lingering thought in the back of your mind. It just like makes you upset for no reason. It's horrible. So who would ever want to hold a grudge about anything? But it's like healthy boundaries. Like if somebody like wants to keep doing you wrong and wants to, unless they show that they're changing their behavior, like don't be like, unless you change your behavior, I don't want to be friends again. And friendship has just come up so much because the show that I'm watching, like all of these girls are like such horrible friends to each other. I'm like, you guys aren't actually like friends with each other. Like you guys are just on the show together. And people like to use the excuse, oh, well, I'm just going through something. And that's okay, because we all go through something, but that doesn't mean that you need to treat anybody any differently because of that. Now, in certain circumstances, like if people are just acting out of complete anger, then it's kind of like, hey, like, is something going on? And other times it could just be like, that's just an excuse. Like, some things are just not excusable in friendship. Like, I had this one friend who I don't really want to put, I don't, unless they see this, but she was best friends with this girl, and she got with her boyfriend while they were like going through a hardship. And I'm like, oh my, like I would never be, that's not somebody that I would ever be friends with again. That's horrible. And her excuse was like, she made up this like whole ass like excuse about it. And I'm like, listen, like a real friend would never do that to you. And even now I'm like, they're fine now, but I'm like, that's not a friendship that you're gonna want in the future. Like, and I don't, it's kind of weird because I'm like, it's such like a base level friendship. And I'm like, that's just crazy. Okay, guys, I know this podcast episode was actually really short, but I just wanted to, I feel like I got maybe some pretty good points. I feel like there was so much more to talk about, and I like literally can't think of anything. Like, my brain is just right now. But I love you guys so much. I'm gonna have all of my links down below. Make sure to go follow. I have an Instagram and a TikTok account for this podcast. I'm gonna be posting like other clips and stuff. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Stay tuned. I'm gonna post an episode every Monday night. I'm gonna try to. So yeah. I love you guys all so much.